Yes, people, welcome back to another video. And this afternoon, I'm going to do the press conference reaction. And if you like the video, could you please smash the likes button. As always, subscribe if you're new, and do keep those comments coming in. And I should have been in Italy this afternoon, but unfortunately, because of the COVID rules and that again, you got to take a test. And I just can't be arsed about it because it's just a waste of money. It is a waste of money. Paying £100 to get back and £100 again, nah, ain't gonna happen anytime soon. So do smash the likes up and that, and you know the drill. So yeah, Eddie Howe's done his press conference again for the match against Leicester City on Sunday, and yeah, again, he's been very impressive. But I just wish some of the questions respect Leicester City and not Burnley. I mean, there's a couple of questions about Burnley, the performance last week. Why are you asking questions about that for? It should have happened last week. Yeah, we're playing Leicester, not Burnley. But we'll go with it. And he was asked about injury news, and he said, a couple of knocks of niggles, but nothing too serious. Fabian Schär had a rib problem earlier in the week, but hopefully he'll be okay. Ryan Fraser had a slight hamstring problem, but I expect him to be in contention. Now, we didn't know that Fraser had an injury last week because obviously he wasn't picked for the match, but we didn't know he had an injury. But Fabian Schär offered the decent last week, and I hope he comes back. Is he going to play the same back four on Sunday against Leicester, or is he going to go theatre back and bring in Federico Fernandez in? So if he does that, that'd be absolutely brilliant. So I would have a problem playing theatre back, play 3-4-3. Then someone's going to have to be dropped. And yeah, again, I mean, our injury record of late has been absolutely fantastic. I mean, we don't get many injuries now, don't we? But under Steve Bruce, we seem to get injuries every single time. And Paul Dummett, I'll come on to later on, he's been saying something about Paul Dummett. And yeah, come to it soon. He was asked about the Burnley win. Before I say anything, I mean, why are they asking questions about Burnley? Should I be questioning the asked last week? Yeah? I mean, I don't really want to speak about this. Do you know what I mean? But I don't know who's asking these questions, because they're asking these questions. It must be absolutely dumb. I mean, just let it go. But anyway, he was asked about it anyway and said everyone was well aware we needed a win, and now we have it. Now we have to try and build on it, and we got to try and create some positive momentum. The supporters are going to be key to that, home and away. It can really make a difference. Absolutely. I mean, last week we won the game. The fans got right behind them. Offer was absolutely fantastic, and our supporters is absolutely fantastic. It really, really is. And Eddie Howe understands the club and support us as well. It goes to show, if you let the players do what they want, let them play the best of their ability, and we're going to win some games and we're going to give our all. Yeah, and I've noticed the players are looking fitter by 20-30%. Everyone's happy, smiles on their faces, and the reaction last week after the final whistle just explains a lot. Doing a lap of honour, walking around the pitch, clapping to the fans. Absolutely fantastic. It really, really is. And it just gives you that fantastic feeling. And when you get a fantastic feeling at the club, then the football club's so healthy. It's just absolutely brilliant. It really, really is. And I just think I may continue. Let's hope we get a win on Sunday. And then who knows? We're not out of it yet, but we're stepping in the right direction, even though we won last week. Now, he was asked about the festive fixture list, which is quite a lot. It's going to be tough, by the way. Obviously, we've got Leicester, then we've got Liverpool, then we've got the two Manchester clubs, then we have got Everton, then we've got Southampton. 6 tough games are coming up. He was asked about it, and he said, I don't view it as a run, I just view it as the next game. Grouping games together can be dangerous either way. You don't play games in groups. You do it in one at a time. And I think we have a look at Leicester in isolation. Now, I have to agree again with Eddie's sort of thing. You just take one game at a time. You don't always think too far ahead. Otherwise, you're going to get yourself into a muddle. One game, step at a time. And that's what you got to do. I mean, concentrate on Leicester, right? At the KP, last season, we had a brilliant win there, winning by 4-2. Leicester's not having a good season at all whatsoever. And they're still really not safe at the minute. they've been losing games. They lost to Napoli last night. They got 7-8 players out with COVID. And Brendan Rodgers, I mean, it's basically saying that we can still get a game on. But if you go there and half the players are missing, then I think you've got a good chance. I mean, if you close Jimmy Vardy down and stop Lee Madison from playing, then let's be real, I think we're going to be okay. But they're badly missing Wesley Fofana at the back, because for me, he's one of the best defenders in the Premier League, and he's a huge, huge miss. And Johnny Evans is not as good than he once was. Castor Schmeichel is still a brilliant goalkeeper, yeah? And I still think Ndidi's one of the best midfielders in the Premier League. But we should go there and give it a right goal. We should not be scared of Leicester, yeah? We should absolutely hit them where it hurts, and that's at defence. I mean, Brendan Rodgers in a little bit of pressure at this moment in time, but in my personal opinion, I don't think he should be under pressure, because he's done a fantastic job at the KP and he's got credits in the bank. Yeah, I didn't like the way he treated at Celtic. However, he's done a good job at Leicester, and I don't think he deserves to be sacked. If he does, then that'd be an absolute shock. We'll just move on. He was asked about 2 bits here on the importance of last Saturday, again against Burnley. We don't want to speak about that, but we have to. And he said, you need to win games to justify everything. Your way of playing, what you do, how you train. Talking about positives is one thing, but having the evidence to back it up is another. That's a very good point there, you know? You go there, again, you just got to take it game by game. You need to win your games because you are in trouble. You've got to pick the games that we can beat and focus on them and try and get the 3 points. We can forget teams like Liverpool, maybe it's Man City. Yeah, forget about them, because you're not going to get any points off them. Man United, yeah, possibly. Yeah, I'm not being funny, but this is the worst Man United team I've seen in years and years. And it's not the first time I said this. But at the end of the day, we can beat them. But since Ravnik came in, he's totally changed the mindset of the game, changed the system, changed how they play football with the pressing game. And it's going to be very difficult against United. Let's have it real. Cristiano Ronaldo scoring goals. Bruno Fernandes off the boil. I'm going to be honest with you. Marcus Rashford, Will Greenwood, absolutely fantastic. Mason Greenwood, I meant to say, not Will Greenwood, Mason Greenwood. What am I trying to say? Different sport. But listen, it's going to be tough anyway. But we can beat Man United if we give it a right go at them and don't let them dictate the play. And you also added, we follow statistics and the metrics behind performances very closely. That's something Steve Booston needs to do at all whatsoever. And it's a big part of what we do. We've been pleased with a lot of aspects, our performances, but winners are ultimately what we're here to do. So we were delighted to do that. Yeah, listen, last week, I thought we were excellent last week. The first 20 minutes was poor, but we had a lot of chances as well, apart from that Wilson goal. I mean, Almiron, I'm going to come to in a minute. Shelby, Joe Linton have come very, very close. And if they just keep playing the best of their ability and keep playing what they can do on the boost, then I think Newcastle will stay up this season. I really do, because we've got a team so that this football club, everyone's happy. I mean, you've got players like Joe Linton's outstanding, Shelby's back to his best, and Miron's working hard. Yeah, on his defensive work, I think it's been absolutely fantastic. You know, I don't really want him to come back and defend. I want him to hurt the opposition, and that is to get the ball and attack the team. That's what this job is about. So I've got some comments flying through the roof, by the way. I've got quite a few, by the way. I do apologise, but help us out a second. Hey, John, I hope you're well. Thank you much indeed, man. And also, thanks for your donation yesterday. I'm really pleased about that. Just with that drive, Felix attempted by us, if it happens, it will be monumental. It costs £150 million, but I can't see him leaving Atletico Madrid anytime soon. I just cannot see it whatsoever. Hey, John, how you doing? I'm absolutely fine, my guy. Absolutely fantastic. And here's Johnny. That's my guy, Ryan. Big JD fan. And I've got Ginger again. So, John, what do you see? Who do you see leaving January? How's acting like you won't sign anyone? Saying Longstaff will have a chance, in my opinion. He's a waste of a wage. We talking about Sean or Matty? If it's both, then I think, me personally, I think they should look for another club sort of thing. Like, can I see Matty coming back? Sean Longstaff's out of contract at the end of the season. And I think it ended up going to Everton on the Rafa Benitez, in my opinion. And I got John here, and Ndidi has been weak for about 2 years. I still think he's quality. I still think he's a quality midfielder. You can have your bad days, but I still think he's a quality midfielder. I tell you, if he came to Newcastle, in my opinion, he'd be levels above the ones we have got. Just go for it. Afternoon, Tom. You okay? And how about making Abigail Stevens director of football, John? Do you know what? I think Abigail talks a lot of sense on here. I shouldn't see why not. She knows a lot about football, by the way, and I'd love to have her on my show if she fancy coming on. So if I get her on there, then that'd be fantastic. John, do you think the Leicester game will go ahead? We find the next 24 hours with Leicester being hit with illness. Brendan Rodgers saying that he thinks the game's still going to be on. And look at Spurs. They had 7 or 8 players out with COVID, and their game against Brighton's being postponed. And by the way, the game against Ron last week was postponed as well. But I wish them all the best on Tottenham, and I hope they get better soon, the players. We need to stay away from the championship this winter unless we think are we going to go down, because the small mind of that league is lower standard. Fair enough. Liverpool's a free hit, but we need our best defenders fit for a home game against Manchester clubs. That's where the points will come, regardless of the opposition. I've got a feeling that we're going to put out a weakened team against Liverpool. And that's a very dangerous game to do, because the goal difference is going to be absolutely alarming if we put a weakened team out against these clubs, yeah? But if you don't defend properly, that's what happens. We consider 30 goals this season. And we can't afford to lose any more goals, but it's going to have to. But so far, it's like quickly going to see what else Eddie's been saying. And I got Lingard and be heavily linked by us. Do you actually think you've got a chance of signing him? I think you've got a good chance of signing him, because I can't see him going to West Ham, because he's not getting the first team now, because West Ham don't really need him. And we'll just have to see what happens on that one. Would you go for Martial? He wants to leave Man U. I heard that today. And his agents come out and said that he wants out. He wants to be away in January, whether it be on a loan deal or on a permanent deal. But without taking at Newcastle, I'm not so sure because he hasn't been playing much. And at times, while I watch him, he just loses interest in games as well, which is a shame, because he's such a talented kid. Do you know what I mean? I think Lingard would take 200 grand a week. And I think the only ones who's good at giving that weird sort of thing, 200 grand a week for a 28-year-old. Wow. Mo Salah, we have to keep him quiet. He's the best striker going. I don't think we will, Tom, to be honest with you. We haven't got the defence to do so. Sad, but he's going to rip us a good one. He's going to rip us. Let's be real. Play the best defence, but we'll take the likes of Wilson, ASM, Joe Linton. That's for against Liverpool, apparently. Is Eddie Presence available to watch somewhere, John? Yeah, there is. Just go on the NUFC website and then click on that. And then you probably watch it live. That'd be your best bet, Tony. And John, in all honesty, do you think the company will find for our next director of football? Because whoever they sign shows the true intent for this club, because saying we will be top 4 in 5 years. We don't know who director of football is going to be. But one thing I'm going to say, we just got to be patient. But they have plenty of time to get someone. We'll see. And we've been linked to a lot of names. And we just got to wait and see now. But the guy from Liverpool said Michael Edwards could be the best bet. I got Man U, not a solo rival at the top of the league. We're at near the second bottom, by the way. I mean, in Venice, John, I wish I was Tony. I should have been in Milan today. But unfortunately, won't be able to do it because of the COVID rules and that. I'm not taking free tests to come back to the UK. Not a chance. That is, by the way, Venice. Hey, John, Ozil's on 300k a week. To be a top side, you need to spend now to make money in the future. I thought 1 minute ago after Ozil. No, thank you. Yeah. I mean, he mugged off Arsenal, did he? 350 bags a week. Oh, my God. That's shocking. So that's not good. I could come to Tom's questions in a minute, by the way. I just want to read out what else Eddie's been saying as well. Excuse me. I mean, Eddie Howe on Miggy Almiron is asking about him. And he said, when he gives someone an opportunity, you want them to take it. And I thought Miggy did that. His energy is infectious. And I thought his work rate as a defensive perspective was very good. Also, he had a really good moments moving forward and going forward, by the way. Listen, I love Miggy, by the way, right? But is he fit enough for the Premier League anymore? I'm not so sure. But at the end of the day, if he does it for Eddie, then who knows? And he needs to be playing in the first team. He needs to be playing in the right position as a 10 role every single week. And if he does that, he'll be happy. I don't want him playing in midfield anymore. I don't want to see him on the wings. I want to see him in a 10 role where he can play behind the centre forward, you know what I mean? And drop Joe Linton. Maybe he's in midfield to an extent. But I like Miggy. He's slowly getting back into his best. And I want to see him score more goals. And that's the thing. He's not scoring enough firsts in that. Like he did at Atlanta. He was devastating for Atlanta, not Atlanta in the MLS, but leaving for the MLS to the Premier League is a massive, massive step up. And that is the thing. And he needs to work it out very, very soon. Go for the comments points, flying room. Question, John. Who do you think will win the Premier League this season? It's so tight. Tom, I think it is, mate. I mean, Chelsea's lost their way at the minute. I mean, look at that. I mean, Man City are a control team. Liverpool are the best attacking team. For me, I would go for. I'm gonna stick to Man City. I'm gonna go with Man City because they've got it. They know what it's got. They've got what it takes to win the league in tight situations. I think they'll do it again. They'll do it again. I mean, Man won solo West Ham or rivals at the top yet. That's very true. Looking forward to the Champions League draw on Monday. Be good if you did a stream for this draw on Monday at 12 p.m. Do you know what, Tom? I wouldn't rule it out, but we'll see. I will not rule anything out. It would be brilliant if I did that sort of thing, and it depends how many viewers I get for that. Good afternoon, Matty. Hope you're okay, mate. I got Ryan as well. If Ryan Fraser can play in the Premier League, then any player can, in my opinion. If Ryan Fraser can play in the Prem, then any player can. Yeah, basically, if he can play, anyone else could. But Joe Linton has to be playing as a number 10 role. Yeah, that is true. But if he plays as a 10 role, where are you going to play Miggy? That's the thing. He's going to have to be on the wing. And I don't want to see him at the wing. I want to see him hurting defenses in a 10 role. Do you know what I mean? But he used to be a number 10 at Atlanta. He should be a number 10 for Newcastle. Or can you not play two attacking midfielders, play 4-3-3 maybe? We'll see. Joe Linton has played number 10 role. And Tom Dummett will be good when he's back. He's been a big miss. Yeah, I love his work rate. I love his defending. That's all he wants to do is defend every single time. And he got Matt. So if Mayo continues playing like he did against Burnley, then that's good enough. Yeah, I totally agree, mate. Totally agree. And I'll be trying to big up this guy, but he hasn't been playing well under Steve Bruce. But that's not his fault. He's been Bruce. He's been well and truly Bruce. And I'll feel sorry for Miggy, because he doesn't seem happy. And if Bruce was still here, I'll guarantee you one thing, he'd be away in January, probably to La Liga, where I think he would be better suited, by the way, for me. So, yeah, it's just sad, but he's here. He's got to give him another chance. And I do love Miggy. I love his smile. It's work rate. What sort of players do you think will be looking January loan deals or buy a few players? Tom, we got to buy players, mate. I mean, people say that we got to get loan deals because in case we get relegated, etc., that sort of thing. But I'm sure there's going to be a couple of permanent deals coming through. Jesse Lingard will be one of them. I can guarantee you. But at the same time, we definitely need to improve our defence. We definitely need another left back, another right back. We need two centre backs. We need an enforcer in the midfield. We need a backup striker for Callum Wilson. That's what we need. And then I know he's asking for a lot, but that's all you're going to need, because at the minute, some of those players aren't good enough to play for Newcastle United. We need to get rid of them in January. That is the thing. Joe Linton and ASM as wingers is Miguel Settemro. Yeah, that's a good shout, Ryan. That's a fair enough shout there. I think Almiro needs to learn to adapt to the ring then. Don't think he's physical enough as a number 10 role. You could be right. You could be right. People's got good opinions, which I think is great. Afternoon, John. Big week first. It is massive. Leicester then Liverpool. Tough. I'll be happy taking a point at Leicester. But Liverpool are just going to assign to the fact we're going to lose that game. And I'm going to do a watch along for both games, sort of thing. So I'm going to say trust the process, by the way. Well, I move Jordan to the wing line. That's for Matthew. I'll show Ryan and answer that one in a minute. Where's Santiago? I think he's still injured at the minute. That is the thing. We go and buy him, put him in the reserves, and he goes out injured, sort of thing. He's still young, but I've not seen him. I've even seen his face. And then you got I don't know if it's true or not, but apparently there's a football field-sized asteroid flying over Earth tomorrow. Ever in the UK will be able to see it clearly. Very interesting. John, Gigi on loan will be good. Like to have him back. I wouldn't have him back, mate. He tapped out when he got relegated. I wouldn't have him back now. John, look at the City's history in the second season. 15 players came in to make a top 6 team after Hughes was sold. Newcastle want to be in the top side as well. So hold on. I reckon we've got to be patient. I mean, I've got to have to agree with you. You need to be patient. I mean, I'm not asking us to win the league. I'm not asking us to win the FA Cup straight away, but just want to build on. Just build. And then maybe, just maybe, we'll be absolutely fine there. Big names this summer if we stay up. Backup striker and centre man needs to be part in January because if Callum Wilson gets injured, who's going to play up front? No one. Do I go maybes? We'll see. Joao Lewis is terrible going forward, but defending the seasons for what I've seen so far, he's been brilliant. And he's been keeping up the wingers, something Richie struggles. I don't want to see Richie play for Newcastle again. He ain't good enough. He is not good enough. I mean, he's got a passion just don't win you games. Look at Jamal Lewis as well. I mean, if that was Richie, he would have given them a penalty. I can guarantee you. I'll be very happy with a point on Saturday as well, John. Yeah, good man, Matty. I'd see it that. It's been in off a 9, John. Honestly, Jordan gone next year. A lot off this squad. We'll see. I'll get to the end of the season. Joe Link's a winger, second striker, centre forward. John, what's this European League Conference League? Never heard of it before. I heard of it, but I don't know how it works. I think it's a 1-game shootout. If I'm right, I think you got to play 2 games, and if you win it over both legs, then I think you go through to the last 16 or something like that. I don't know. I need to investigate that. Brendan Rodgers didn't even know what it meant as well, by the way. He did rhyme, but shows how it came in. He's been playing on number 10 and he's been class. And I've got Ginger John. Like I say, Newcastle will fast track our squad building this summer so the team can blend it in over 2 years as City did with Bears under Mancini. I think that's a good point. I mean, let's hope that, that is the case. And then I've got Moggy as well. Wilman Willock and Richie as late impact subs. I don't think Richie's going to do much. Willock maybe is when he's fit, but I don't think he's going to. Which I'm on about is not going to do much. And John, if it's your top 8 side, it's your top. So you need to expand that a bit more, Ginger, mate. Sorry, we definitely need another centre mid in January as well. Someone an enforcer. John, do you think Joe Linton's worth 40 million now or not? I'm not saying it's paying like one in a minute, but maybe from 15 to. I'll stick it at 15, by the way. Ask us again at the end of the season, kid. And then I've got some more of Eddie Howe's press conference as well. He's on about Paul Dummett, and he is saying he will be an important player. His situation is that he's back out and running with the physio, which is a great sign. He's had a couple of setbacks, but he's through that now. I still feel he has a little way to go before he's available for selection. That's Eddie on Paul Dummett. For me personally, I think Paul Dummett needs to play in a couple of reserve games, in my opinion. If he does that, come through those games and then just get him back in contention for the first team. I mean, I do like Paul Dummett, by the way. I know people are saying that he should be moved on. I don't think he should be moved on in that. I'll give him another year's contract, see how he does, and then maybe, just maybe, he could shock us all because I do like Paul Dummett and he just defends. And he gives 100% every single week. And I don't want to see him as left back anymore. I want to see him centre back. I just don't think he's quick enough to be left back. He's got to play centre back where he can just defend. And that should be his job. I mean, it's Newcastle through and through. Never lets the team down, in my opinion. He's a leader at the back. And I think he's just a top player. It's just a top, I wouldn't say top player, but listen, I just think he's a decent centre back. Which is underrated. A lot of people just don't know this at all whatsoever. But yeah, would you take Chamberlain or Dele Alli for the loan first of the season? Me personally, I wouldn't. Out of the two, I'd take Chamberlain, but I will not take Dele Alli. His attitude ain't right at the moment in time. And his form since Pochettino left the club is absolutely shocking. I mean, he had a 2 out of 10 on We Are Tottenham podcast as well, and they were absolutely fused with this kid. Honestly, they said he's finished. To get New York Conference, it was a tournament built in for lower sides, but in the Prem, it's 8th and 7th, where the Spurs have finished. Reece, I get ya, sort of thing, I get ya. So if you finish 3rd, and then you got to have a playoff, like Leicester's got to do that as well. We need a second goal. Second goalkeeper to either go straight in or be a sub keeper for Dubravka. Yeah, I love Dubravka, but it's kicking. Oh my God, it needs working big style. But I do love Dubravka, and he's still a class keeper, but we definitely need a backup keeper. We are looking for a keeper, by the way. We've been linked to the one from Benfica, and he looks a decent keeper. I don't think he's a number 1 keeper now. He was, but he's not a number 1 keeper. And then I've got big up to him, Luca, absolutely fine. Dumber to spend than Lascelles and Clark. Yeah, I have to agree with you, Matthew. John, do you think you be able to get someone in decent to replace Ronaldo? They seem to be struggling. They are trying. They've got the ceiling lad to replace him, but he's not ready. Yeah, I know that's a fact. But Ronaldo plays on the right side of midfield, and that's what Chiesa playing at this moment in time. But I'm sure you will get someone. If not, they'll probably get one in the summer. Probably on the free signing. They got money, but they'd like to sign someone on a free. But they won 4 games out of 5 that are coming back. But after they left it too late for the championship. Dominic is the youth turning to yes indeed, maybe in a couple of weeks' time. My list of players to leave: Dominic Clark, Kraft, Richie Murphy, Gale, Miggy, Joe, Henrik, Longstars, and Gillespie. The thing is, though, who's going to come in and buy them, though? That's the thing. They're not going to come in and buy these players because they haven't been good enough. I mean, Dominic, I can knock off yet, but Joe Linton's getting back. Miggy needs to get back to his best. Longstaff's I think they're done for me. And Gillespie, he's 100% done. I'm sorry, but he is gone. To move forward these days, I put because they're not good enough for this league. They don't help the squad. They hinder it. That's the thing. I mean, I'm sure Eddie Howe will do something about this. House has said today he wants to take on the FA Cup seriously with the only cup we are left in. And talking of the FA Cup, Tom, thanks for letting us know on that. I did find I saw he said something about the FA Cup, by the way. Yes, he did. Thanks for that, Tom. But I'm going to read out what he said. And he said that we want to do well in the competition. It would take our focus when it needs to. The disappointing thing is that it comes at the end of the busy schedule. We need to assess where our squad is in terms of fitness, and we certainly want to progress. Yeah, I want to play in the FA Cup. I want to compete in the FA Cup. I want to go there and win every single game. I want to get to at least semi-final, I want to go to Wembley. Do you know what I mean? I've not played at Wembley at all in competitions for a long, long time. Not in the new Wembley. I want to experience it. Do you know what I mean? But if to do that, we have got to win games, especially in the FA Cup. It's not going to be an easy road, but playing against Cambridge is an easy road. Should be an easy passage for us. But I don't take it for granted because these lower clubs nowadays, they have some real goal. They really do. And let's hope that we can progress each round until we get to the semi-final of the FA Cup. And that's where I want to be. I want to win a trophy because the FA Cup, I just want to win the FA Cup. If you ask us any competition you want to win, the FA Cup will do us for now. On form, you could argue Dubravka is a top 5 keeper in the league. Yeah, I have to agree. A lot of people don't think he is, but a shot stopping is absolutely fantastic. That save against Norwich in the end was absolutely brilliant. You mean the Greek-German keeper? That's the one, yeah, that's the one. He's got 5 put past him last night. Wow, didn't know that. I mean, I'll be a terrible scout, will I? I think Nino Raiola and all would probably sack us far away. What an absolute muppet this agent is. He really, really is. Changes his tune every single day. When it comes to Paul Popper, he just said, I mean, he's a good player. He's trying to get him away from Man United. And he also got some high-profile players he cares for as well, like Donnarumma, like Haaland. I mentioned Popper, didn't I? And Elite as well. Oh, my God. He's got some big names to cater, hasn't he? John, is it true that Abigail has an interview with NUFC Director of Football? Nah, don't think so. I do not think so, Richard. No. Ginger, why the F would you get rid of Joe Linton? You need to ask him. John, you let their contract man do and put them in reserves and make them leave. That's a fair shout, lass. That's a fair shout. Then again, you still got paid a huge wages playing in reserves, which I think is a bit a slap in the face. I got some more comments flying through. I got told we played well last season in the FA Cup. We did, actually. We played well. We did. Hope Lewis will play most games this season. Seems to be growing and getting better for each match he plays in. I'll put Rich in the FA Cup against Cambridge and then drop him for Jamal Lewis, by the way. Sorry that I need that drink. Do you think we'll wait till the summer for that sort of football? I don't know. Anything can happen yet. Anything can happen. We're going to get one in a couple of weeks' time. Is the deal's imminent? Who knows? Who knows, mate? Ginger, he's done a lot more than hold the ball up in the last few games. Lives the only poor bright light in the squad. White Anderson has a bright future, but whilst the rest that stays in the team, they get overlooked. This is it. This is it. If Steve Bruce is manager now at this club, I tell you something now, none of these players like Lewis will get a look in. Excuse me. He won't. He's still on the bench. And if I was Lewis's agent, I said, look, defensive move to another club, mate. I don't want your son on the bench. That's what's going to happen soon. It's just a joke, but the players are very, very happy now under Eddie Howe. And I've got every confidence that Eddie will pick the players who they're suited to play against this particular team. John, would you play the same team? We beat Burnley against Leicester. I would, yes, I would. I like to play Fernandes in somewhere and make it a free centre-back sort of thing, yeah? And if Fabian Schär's not fit, then I think Federico Fernandes will come in place for him because he's got a bit of a carrying a knock. So let's hope so. Matthew, did he score or assist? No. So he's not going to do the job as left winger or right winger. So the job is to attack and provide assists. It's basically football tactics. Clear the flanks. Hit the like button and please subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much, TD. Thank you very much, Tommy D. Appreciate that, man. And I don't know what else has been said in the press conference as well. I mean, Keith Downing normally has a lot to say for himself. Oh, big up to Adam Pearson, man. The real one in the building. Happy birthday for yesterday. And not only that sort of thing. His channel is absolute lit. He's getting a lot of stick every single time for what he's doing. Just back off him, man. He's doing a great job. You know what I mean? He's doing a wonderful job what he do. I'm going to try and get back on soon. And yeah, now it's been said about that. But like I said, we got a tough game against Leicester on Sunday. And I'm happy for a point. I'll be happy for a point. And if he does that, that will be absolutely fantastic. And Tom says, John, when you up for the Newcastle match next, I'll up on the 26th for the Man United game the very next day. And I'll be up for them. Man City, I cannot make it because I think I've got to work that day. Perth scored a hat-trick against us. I bet he'll play against us. He'll probably play against us, Sam. He probably will. Did he score on threes each? Dummett did, yeah. Dummett did. And also, I love the reactions from Howe at full time against Burnley. Do you know what it is, mate? I think it's passion. Alongside Jason Tyndall was absolutely fantastic. You can see the passion in their faces. You can see it. You know? Passionate. They love the football club. They love this club already, yeah? You don't see Steve Bruce, Steve Agnew, Steve Clark, things like that, won't you? Nah, you wouldn't. You wouldn't. That's what you've got this. They don't care about our club. And then got Newcastle have to go on front foot on the next game because Leicester will attack. I think it's going to be an entertaining game between the two sides. Let's be honest about it. We've got to keep Vardy quiet and we will win. Also, Maddison's well, by the way. And also Harvey Barnes if he plays. If he doesn't, play Fernandes, and I'm afraid he's listening to Weasel Jones too much. I mean, for me, Graham Jones, I think he needs to be aware. I'm not going to lie, because if he could interfere, telling Eddie, don't pick him, then he's not the manager anymore. He's not. Get him back in. If he wants to play, get him back in. Just going to check out how many people watching from the other side. So, can't find it anyway, but there you go. I can't see what else has been said at the press conference today, but let me just have a look at what Chris Waff normally say, because he normally says a lot on folks. I tweeted him before, Chris Waff, and he seems a decent guy. He really is a decent guy, and I quite like tweeting him as well on a DM. But that was what he said there. I think that's all there is for the press conference action, by the way. That's all Eddie's been saying. So I'm just going to check out as well, see if I've got some more. Oh, I got Chester here. Good afternoon to you, my guy. I hope you're okay. I got Geordie Tune for life. Big up to you, my guy. The real one in the building. Leicester play contact football. And remember, Vardy played last night. Yes, he did. John, do you know Napoli, they can score? It was 3-2. Napoli are miles ahead of us with decent players. Yeah. Napoli are players to heat. And I've got also got Moggy. Jason Tyndall and Eddie Howe deserve their jobs, I must admit. It's incredible how they brought Bournemouth for League 2 to the Prem and managed to finish 9th on such low budgets. If it works here, that would be absolutely fantastic. Do you know what I mean? You don't have to spend millions to be a successful team. It's just get the players in who's got the right attitude, the right mental attitude, with the balance to be right. Ralph Felix Link, what do you think, mate? That's not going to happen, mate. Listen, he ain't going to leave Let's Go Madrid to come to Newcastle United. I'm sorry, he will not. Mark Douglas is a decent Newcastle, John. He is a decent guy. I mean, he's one of the better person on the Chronicle. Many rumours, if it's true, yep, you get him. But at the end of the day, its release clause is going to be like half £500 million for this guy. John, honest question: if a manager PIF won next summer and he jump on, who would you stand for it? Mate, Eddie House, our manager, mate, he ain't going, mate. I understand what you're trying to say, Ginger, but he's not going anywhere soon. We've got a new man. He's just come in, right? But I understand what you're trying to say, but it'll be Eddie Howe next season as well. He's not going anywhere. He's not going to change occupation, right? He's here for the long haul. And just say, hi, John. Hope you're doing well, mate. Absolutely fine, my guy. Got 24 people watching live. Please do smash the likes up and do subscribe if you're new. What are your thoughts on the maximum number of new recruits we can get in without disturbing the momentum too much and without upsetting the dressing room? We do need to improve. I mean, we need a couple backline players. We need to sign about up to 8 players in January. That's what we need to do. And if they're upset, the ones that aren't good enough, tough. Because some of them are not good enough for Newcastle United. We need to upgrade on the defence all over. We need to upgrade in the midfield. We definitely need a backup striker as well, by the way. Let's be real. And that's what we need to do. So for me, we need a maximum of 8 in January if we can. But in the summer, we need to improve on that as well. I want to see improvements every single window, every single season. Do you know what I mean? Just keep going until we get a team that are good enough to win trophies, good enough to win leagues, good enough to win Champions League or compete in the Champions League. That's what I want to see. So that's my opinion there. Good question, Chester here. And so is Lynn Kennedy. Haven't seen his quotes today. I'll try and check them in a minute, by the way. And I got Leicester has to draw bit up and down. I think there has to be a draw written over it. I take a draw all day long. I'll get this person blocked, by the way. There's so many people going on here, sort of thing, talking shite. They really, really are. I ain't having this. Will you go to the stadium? Newcastle in the Championship next year? I will do, mate. 100% yes, I would. So it's like that, by the way. So slightly better. I would, mate. 100%. I got my season ticket, so I'm going to go. And I can actually see Maxi getting dropped for the Leicester game. Maybe because he hasn't put in the shifts like the likes of Shelby, Wilson, Joe Linton. Not only that, he's not the main man anymore. He's not. Because every time he wants to see more of the ball, yeah, he hasn't been playing well for the last few games. Hasn't had a shot. Hasn't created next to out, and he needs to wake up. Otherwise, he will not be in the team. I'm not going to be honest with you. So normally, yes, not been playing well. I've done a half-term player ratings in next week, so please keep your eyes peeled for that. I'm going to do that. Maybe it's on Christmas Day or Boxing Day. So please keep your eyes peeled for that. It will be fantastic. John, question, mate. Serious one as well. Who do you think Newcastle really are? Because I see Newcastle as the team I watched as a kid. Top side, and John. Eddie has a 2.5-year deal, by the way. And listen, maybe after that, he could have come to Newcastle on a 4.5-year deal, but he opted to change for 2.5-year deal. So he's here. Get used to it, mate, and just get behind the lad. Well, John, you are a true legend. Paddy, thanks much indeed, my guy. Appreciate that. And I've got Maggot as well. We need 6 or 7 first teamers. Yeah, we do. Oh, and actually new keeper as well, by the way. That's a backup goalkeeper. Thanks for responding, John. Cheers to you. You're welcome, my guy. New keeper, possibly a top one too. That's what we need. Then I've got Richard. John, when are you getting Abigail on your podcast? I mean, I don't think she's on Twitter, by the way, but I will gonna ask her sort of thing and some stage. And if she's welcome to come on, if you listen, Abigail, and you want to come on my podcast, that'd be fantastic. Let us know. Summer, we need 10 on top of that. Oh, you're asking for a lot there, my guy. Leicester are letting goals in. Let's go at them. That's what we need to do. We need to attack them. If we attack them, cool. If you let them play, they're going to destroy us. And we don't want that to happen. I got Jordy tuned for life. I think we get 4 or 5 players. That's more than enough, because if you get too many players, you explore the style of player. So putting the players in the team is more than enough changes in one goal. Yeah, we do need to improve, but yeah, I can kind of see where you're coming from. Do you know what I mean? I can see where you're coming from, but you're right. And John, do you think our new sponsorship will be around for the ground? I hope so. I hope so, because we need a new sponsor anyway, let's be real. And we need to have sponsors around the stadium, definitely. But the Premier League's been arsey about it. Do you know what I mean? And right before my questions, who do you think Newcastle are, John? Ginger, I'm not avoiding your questions, mate, at all whatsoever. What I'm saying is, right, it just look, we need players. I get that, okay. But all I'm saying is we need to get behind the team, get behind Eddie Howe, and just enjoy him. That's all I can say. And Eddie has a 2-year deal, not 2.5-year deal. Well, he came to us in last month. Yeah. So if he's on a 2-year deal, his contract will end in the end of November. And I've never known a manager's contract to end at the end of November. Let's be real. But it's a 2.5-year deal, which takes him to 2024. June 2024. But I hope he stays a bit longer, by the way, because I want him to lay the foundations at Newcastle. I really do. John, if you went to Italy this weekend, what games were you going to watch? I was going to watch Hellas Verona against Atalanta. I was going to watch Inter, I think it's against Udinese home. And yeah, probably a Serie A B game as well. But because Boris Johnson decides to be arsey and saying you've got to take a COVID test in Italy before you fly to UK, I'm not going to go. I'm not going to spend £100 on a PCR test coming back, plus another 40 quid taking a test before I leave Italy. And I never received a COVID test pack anyway, so I'm very disappointed in that. Don't matter now, because at the end of the day, Tom, it's just, this country is an absolute joke. It really, really is. And I just don't care now, because that's going to put us off travelling for a long, long time. Take away the pre-test in Italy and I'll go. Otherwise, I ain't going to bother. I'm not going to have that problem at all whatsoever. Sito, would the orders be angry if Newcastle go down, though? I don't think you would. I don't think they will. It set them back a year or two. But the bottom line is, they didn't know that they were going to get this takeover in October. And that's what they've got. So they still keep us. They're still defenders. And they're going to keep running this football club, because it's the club they've always wanted. And now they've got it. And donations are open, by the way. If anyone's fancy donate on my channel, you're always welcome to. So for no on that, sorry, but City used Hughes for a year and a half, then bought Mancini because they wanted better and bought in players he wanted. I'm not avoiding your questions, but I'm reading your comments as well. But at the end of the day, I mean, Mark Hughes, I thought he did okay. He laid the foundations, and then he went for Mancini to push on. Do you know what I mean? But listen, who knows? We could be the new Man City. Just be patient, and it will come. If you were to bring back the old Newcastle player, who would that be? Oh, that's a good question. For me, have to be Shearer because he's a leader. He's a leader in the pack. So I'll definitely take Shearer back. I'll definitely take Arnold back because he needs someone to put in a decent cross in. Peter Beardsley, 100%. Philippe Albert, I'd take an R. I'd take most of them, mate. I'd take most of them. 100%. So I'll definitely do that. So yeah. And Ginger, also seen Newcastle as the first year I grew up in the mid-90s, but I've also accepted the fact we are not. Now I see us as Newcastle we're going to be. We have to move forward. We're going to have to move forward. Under Bruce's tactics, slashing the ball up to Maxi and letting him do the rest. And Maxi loved it because he's the star man. Now Eddie Howe is here and plays as a team. So maybe Maxi just hasn't adjusted. He needs to play as a team now. He has to get used to it very, very quickly. If he doesn't, then let's be real, and he knows what to do. I only want players I will play for the club. I will care for the club. I don't want any prima donnas at my football club, whoever they are. If they are, get them out. We need to repeat what we did in the Brentford game. Be honest, have to show a bit of fight. I heard Lingard's on the transfer list. Yeah, should buy. Yeah, I'll take him. I'll definitely take him. And Eddie has contract until some 2024. HSV, mate, hope you're well. Hope he is. Ginger, and you're wrong. It's a 2.5-year deal. Now I've got Darren Lee Wells. Darren, big up to you, my guy. Do subscribe. And rumours Lingard's purchased a house in London, ready to move to West Ham in January. It's that breaking news. Well, if Darren's right, then it looks like we lost out on Jesse Lingard. But they need to tell us, the club needs to tell us the state of play, what's happened to Jesse Lingard. John, do you have any friends in Italy? I know the people who runs a bed and breakfast in Milan, so I've got friends there. And other than that, not really, mate, not really. But the place I've been before recognised me face, especially restaurant sort of thing. So next time I go there, I'm going to take some photos, take some selfies of them as well. So I just stay. So F is saying hi to everyone else. It's crazy or this COVID restriction knows one is going to listen to them. Yeah, I'm agreed, Tom. I agree. I'm all boosted up for the winter. I know, Tom, mine is December the 20th at 10 to 9. And sounds like West Ham are getting in early for Lingard and Hazard. 2 big signings. They are looking in January. It's going to be interesting who run target ourselves. We have to wait and see in January. I mean, the thing is, right, we've been linked for over 100 people, right? And not one of it's materialized yet. And that's the bottom line. We just got to wait and see next month, see what happens, sort of thing. You know what I mean? Whoever comes in, we're going to back the player, sort of thing. But what can I say? See what happens, yeah? I can remember 89 months ago, we was linked with 4 Napoli players, sort of thing. And the takeover hasn't even happened. So we'll wait and see. I mean, if Darren agrees with West Ham, going to get Lingard and Hazard, then boom. Good luck to West Ham because they really want to get that top 4 place. And good luck to them because David Moyes has done a fantastic job. John, any chance of getting Brownlin on your channel? Oh, I'm going to get in contact with Brownlin, yeah, because she sounds a decent lass. So I will get her on 200%. If the side just want to walk out, if the side just want to walk, if you get relegated, I don't think they would as taken on with 19th. They knew the risk, so I think they're here for a long haul. Jesse, totally agree, mate. 100%. They'll be there for the long haul. They're not going anywhere. Ginger, you've got to remember, Keegan was the man who settled City, who's covered when he left. And when he got the top 8, Mancini took over and took him 3 years to win the league. Yeah, fair enough. But the thing is, I understand what you mean. Excuse me. That is true. You're absolutely right. And you never know, it could work for us. It could work for us 1 year. We just take 1 year at a time. As soon as Newcastle is stable, I can see a top manager coming in. I'll stick with Eddie, by the way. What if he wins the FA Cup? Remember, Newcastle's 5-year plan, even if we go down, sure, the plan is to stick to a 5-year to turn this club around to be back at the top. That's from Darren again. Big up to you, Darren. Well said. I am trying to, everyone's saying, I'm always happy to hear that, my friend. Thank you very much indeed. If United sells to West Ham instead of us, then we'll see. Darren Lee well said. I agree. Darren, this is season's FA Cup. I'm not expecting a run as the Premier League has to come first to stay up. Listen, I totally agree what you mean, but I want to get as far as I can in the FA Cup. I want to win a trophy. I want to win the FA Cup. I really do. Now, we're supposed to be in talks with Lille for bottom man. So is AC Milan. Lingard definitely going to West Ham. But I wish our football club tell we after him or not, because we need to know so we can move on, check out other targets. Do you know what I mean? People also must know if it's not just a manager, you need good recruitment. Team and coaches, that is how Man City changed the whole mindset. Agree. We aren't Man City. Just hope we don't go in another Martial who wants to leave Man U next month. I wouldn't take him, to be honest with you. I don't think I would. I really wouldn't. I'm 100% sure we'll stay up this season. The players are working harder now than Boost was our club. Yeah, 100% there. Eddie Howe's good and young enough to become a top manager. I agree. Will Lingard get 150 to 200k a week? Personally, I don't think so. It's all rumours on transfer. Just be patient. Let the club tell us when the deals are done. John, I can't answer the fans' answers with the owner. He won't leave because we are part of their 2030 wellness scheme to make 3 billion. But I warn fans, this 320 billion is ours, it's PI's value. Yeah, this 2030 wellness scheme. I mean, have they bought the club just to make money? I don't think so. They are, in my opinion, they bought the club because they want to make it to be a top club. Yeah, because these Saudi Arabian people are not going to be playing games. They want to come here. They want to compete. They want to compete and win us trophies. They're not going to hang up it. Martial with Sincube is as consistency forwards. Seto, see, look, this comes from a Man U fan. Martial is an upgrade on Wilson, or as good, in my opinion. It's very, very true there. I wouldn't take Martial, to be honest with you, because he hardly played games. Do you know what I mean? His attitude, I'm not sure about his attitude, but his performance of Leicester, for what I've watched of him, has just not been good enough for me. And you can understand why he's being dropped. But I'm going to wrap up in the next 5 minutes or so, by the way. I'm going to be back on at 8 o'clock tonight for a match preview with a Leicester City fan called Anthony. So please join us for that. Do an hour on there. And then I've got Tom. I hope Wilson doesn't get a yellow card. He can miss the next game. I heard that as well. He needs to calm down. The two clubs to watch in this January window are going to be ourselves and West Ham, as West Ham new co-owner wants them to splash the cash. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. And I don't know if I'm going to do like a late one sort of thing, like a transfer window. I think I'll probably be at work that day, so I may not do it. People like Paul will do it. Basil will do it. Maybe PD Padlock might do it as well, but we shall see. And go back to Jack. Sorry. Chances are Lingard's agent started a 200 a week rumour. Is he worth 200k a week though? I don't know. I really don't know if he's worth that. It just goes to show that these footballers now command what they want. It's the agent at the end of the day. Get a cut of the cake as well. Wow. Good work if you can get it. Excuse me. Even Chiesa don't get 200 grand a week at Juve. Amazing. Yes, they bought McLaren to the same mate. They want to make their shame look better by buying companies that are good people, but they're money for investments like Disney and others. Cool enough. See you later, Seto. Take care, mate. As we are realistic about expectation, we are forgetting to enjoy the journey. 10 years from now, we're all going to look back at ourselves, we'll weather the worst storm, enjoy the struggle. Totally agree with you. In the FA Cup, I would give Gale a run unless he's gone by then. He'd probably play to put himself in the shop window. But John, they are selling company 5 billion now and they invest. In fact, this is why Amanda wants a sponsor deal to help us make the push to make our own big money, very like City and Man U. It's got to happen soon, mate. It's got to happen soon. And I'm looking at that. We are going to get a sponsor, definitely 100%, and it'll be worth a lot of money a season. It's going to happen. West Ham need defenders more than attacking players. They have big problems at the back yet. Zuma could be out, and Obama could be out as well. So that's your two first choice centre backs out. Unbelievable. That ripped the heart of it. And just go for it as well. Great show day, John. Might see you later. Go out for tea. Not so sure. Enjoy your team, mate. If you are going to go, I'm going to be in the next 5 minutes as well. So do slap the likes up and do subscribe if you already knew. I'm going to do another show maybe tomorrow. I'm going to do like, it could be like a similar Twitter Muppet. So I may do naming and shaming, especially a Fulham fan, cussing the Newcastle fans there, and a few other Muppets who's been saying daft things about Newcastle. They're going to be read out, by the way. So keep your eyes peeled for that. So I'm going to wrap up, by the way, guys, and get yourself ready for the next stream at 8 o'clock in the night for the match preview with the Leicester fan and _LCFC. And let's hope that it's going to be fun and neat. Like, we ask some questions. If you've got any questions for him, please take a like on the video. Do subscribe. And also, please ask him some questions. Leave the comments in the chat as well. Be prepared. And he'll be quite happy to answer your questions. So, sure, it was great show, John. Keep it up. Thank you very much indeed. Go for an Italian. I love Italian food. Tom, you know what? I missed Milan already, man. I would have been there now. John, you're going to watch on Sunday? I am indeed. Obviously, Paul's not going to be here because he'll be away to Leicester and Liverpool, by the way. Yeah, John, my cousin works at Courts, the billionaire financial company for footballers. He deals with footballers' accounts. You would be amazed how much some footballers make. Scary. Not surprised. I'll see a first billion-pound player coming up very soon. It's not going to be Messi, by the way, because he's on $500,000 a week at PSG. Scary, isn't it? Nice if you can get it. Maybe I'm in the wrong job. Maybe all the podcasters should be getting that sort of money a week. Let's be real. I've got James as well. Did you get a refund from Man Trip? There's only 36 quid, mate. I paid for the return, so it's not really worth crying for 36 quid. It was a flipping bargain, by the way. £36 return, including insurance. I mean, didn't, mate. I tried to get through, but you can only do it a week before you fly. And I think I lost it now. Jesse, I don't care about those who slag us off. The more they talk, the more ammo they're arming us with. The more they will embarrass themselves when they become the club. We always knew we were rich. I totally agree. I mean, all these pundits as well, what is relegated? Shame on them. Shame on yous. Because at the end of the day, right, I know you don't want Newcastle to do things. I know you don't want Newcastle to win trophies. I know you don't want Newcastle to do well or get the big players sort of thing. But the bottom line is, one thing I'm going to say, right, is Sodom. Because we want best for the club. Yeah? We're going to win a trophy one year. We're going to win the title one year. And I'll tell you what, you can slag us off as much as you want. Because at the end of the day, right, we're Newcastle United Football Club. And we want hope. We got hope. We got, good things coming our way now. We got new owners. We got to take over. So we should be celebrating as a fan base. So I was going to leave it there. And thanks, Tom, by the way. Got one more comment. We waited 15 years, but I want to say at least 4 top players in the summer to show the fans that the man of their words. We're not going to get an elite player, though, Ginger. Not yet. We have got to compete. We've got to win trophies first in a year or two before we start looking at these kind of players. Do you know what I mean? I would love to. One thing I'm going to say, if you get an elite player coming through the door, the rest will follow. Yeah? And then they're going to look up to that elite player and think, wow, I want to be a part of this. Do you know what I mean? But if you get an elite player come through Newcastle, maybe in January, you never know, then boosh, bosh, we'll be fine. And then I've got we have got to take time. We've got to be patient. I'm up for being patient. Fantastic show, John Beard. Always a voice of reason. Thank you. Voice of reason? I thought Paul was the voice of reason, by the way. But thank you very much indeed. Anyway. Sorry, John. City won out before Tevez. You're right. Totally agree. They haven't won since 2011-12 or something like that. Still, I'm going to wrap up, guys. But thanks for joining. Yeah. And if you do like my other videos, please hit the like button. Subscribe if you're new. And also as well, I'm on another show at 8 o'clock doing a match preview with Anthony from Leicester. And join us for us. Any questions, please ask the question, leave in the comment box. And then I'll be happy to ask them the question. So smash it up, guys. Thanks for joining. And again, it's been a fantastic show, I think. And thanks for watching. But until then, have a good afternoon.